So I would say it's just like they're kind of two different professions. So for different professions, you need different skills. We all assume, all of us assume that, oh, I can act, so I can teach. No, and a good actor doesn't necessarily be a good teacher. So that's your starting point, that you have to recognize it as there's a different skill set required for teaching, whether you're teaching biology or whether you're teaching acting. So it's a realization that came in much, or rather I was able to articulate that much later. What defines and what the kind of skills that I learned later that I needed in retrospect, because when the colleague who told me that, I think you're not ready, you need to workshop a bit more, I realized only later what I needed. And one of the first things they workshopped us in was not even teaching, it was patience. It was patience and understanding, trying to deal with that annoying kid, who doesn't listen, Yes, yeah. And as my mentor said, there's always going to be that one kid who you want to shoot to the moon. You got to be honest about that shit. There's going to be that kid. So we would do role playing, and we actually had this one exercise where they where all of us would conduct a class, and all of us would play kids, and we each would get character. Like, this one always just goes up biting people, or this one just is scared and withdrawn. So we had to learn patience and understanding that, okay, there's a behavior, but it's not because the kid is a brat. It's because there's something going on. He wants attention, doesn't know how to attract attention, the right way to get attention. Or maybe he's had bad parenting, so he doesn't know the rules, So that was one of the first things we learned, to be patient, to understand, to find out to solve the puzzles. Okay, how do I work with this kid? Getting on my nerve, wait, let's just take a step back. This is it. Let's not react. Let's think about it. So that's one of the things I feel was a very important lesson. And I would say it's knowing how to speak the language that a student wants, whether he's adult or child, whether he's a 5-year-old or a 10-year-old or a 15-year-old. So finding that language to speak to a child is an important skill for teachers, which again, if you've not taught, you'll never know. Which is why some people say, how do you handle kids? I don't think I have any special abilities. I mean, I do have some talent, yes, but there's again, it's a different profession. If you were trained, if you had certain skills to deal with a child, then you'd be also doing pretty much, not as great as me, but you'll be doing pretty much the same thing. There's another thing that's also I feel is important. Once you have a very strong foundation, whether it's teaching skills or acting skills, you can take an exercise and it no longer becomes that exercise you downloaded from the internet. You can see, okay, this works with the body. This can affect their mind. This can spur their creativity. This can affect their voice. You start seeing layers. Then you'll start twisting and doing your own versions of the exercise. Then you start instinctively saying, nah, this on paper, this workshop says it's for body, but no, I can find several others application. No, I can twist this exercise to another thing. So that in-depth knowledge allows you to break the rules, to do not what's on paper. And yeah, that's one thing. And then